Shalom, this is GMS on the sit downs coming back with a lesson. First off and foremost, call Allah Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai Ba'asham Rakakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, GMS, for teaching us His truth and that will well. Peace and blessings to the elect out there spreading this word of sincerity and the truth. Gone. Yeah, man, I was meditating upon this thought that basically these Christians ain't no better than the so-called white man himself, man, because they do the exact same thing, man. They do the exact same thing, which is they don't read the Bible, man. You call yourself a Christian, but y'all don't read Bibles, man. Y'all don't read the scriptures, man. Y'all don't read what the word of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai is. Y'all don't read what the Most High of Him who we ignorantly call God and Him who we ignorantly call Jesus, what this word is about, man, because y'all don't read it, you know. Sometimes y'all have the New Testament, only the New Testament in your hand, and the only thing you're quoting is John 3:16, man, you know. And I was about to go check out the video of the Apostle Tahar, which his video is called Christians Don't Read the Bible. To them it's all about love, you know. And basically I want to touch on that point. I didn't check the Apostle's video yet, but I will check it. But this thing popped in my head and I just meditated over it, and it's true, man. It's true, and that's the spirit, man. Hey, the Apostle Tahar is 100% right, man, you know, because these Christians, they are exactly like the so-called white man. Some of them are so-called white people, but I'm basically not even focusing on them, man. I'm focusing on the Israelites that refer to themselves as so-called white people, that refer to themselves as Christians, you know. So first thing I want to touch on is that they often stand with the New Testament in their hand. And when you quote scriptures, or when you bring out scriptures, what is the first thing that they ask you? Well, is that the New Testament or is that the Old Testament? Is that the Old Testament? Is that the Old Testament? And then you say, yeah, so what if it's the Old Testament? Yeah, but that's past, man. That's past. The Old Testament is done away with. Yeah, then you can choose two things. Then you have two options. You either bring out the scripture from the New Testament that basically goes hand in hand with the one that you read in the Old Testament, or you cut them in pieces with the word concerning that the Old Testament is not done away with. We are still living in the Old Testament. We are still living in the First Testament, man. Why are we still living in the First Testament? The Second Testament, in the Second Testament we are 100% righteous. In the Second Testament we cannot go off. In the Second Testament we cannot lie. We cannot sin. You see, we cannot do sin, man, in the Second Testament. So we are still sinning. So that shows you that we are still in the first covenant, man. In the First Testament we are still under the first covenant, man, which was made in the First Testament, you know. So first off, this is Hebrews chapter 10 verse 7. Then said I, lo, I come in the volume of the book, it is written of me, to thy will, O Yahweh. So these are the words of Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is saying, I come in the volume of the book, man. So it doesn't matter, man, if you are a Christian and you believe in Jesus Christ, you know, by which you are going off, if you believe and call upon that name, because you basically, you know, worshiping this so-called white man, which is called who is called Cesare Borgia. But anyway, let's just say you call on the same thing when you say Jesus Christ. You're still going off, man, you know, because y'all don't read the Bible. Y'all don't read the scriptures. Y'all only want to read the New Testament. And if the New Testament cuts you, then you want to say it's all about love. But wait a minute. First you tell me to to read out of the New Testament, and then when I read out of the New Testament, you say it's all about love and it doesn't matter. So why are you even holding a Bible then? You know? But to touch on this topic first, Yahushua is written in the Old Testament, man. So if by the will of Yahushua things came out in the Old Testament, and if it's already written of him there, then why should we disannul the things that are written in the Old Testament? We should not. That's why Yahushua said, Matthew chapter 5, verse 17, think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. So Yahushua didn't come to destroy the words of the prophets, man. Yahushua didn't come to basically disannul all the things that they said, because they was talking about him. They was talking about him. For example, the prophet Isaiah, man. The prophet Isaiah prophesied about the coming of Yahushua, man. About the coming of the Messiah. You know? So why would he disannul what they said? So why would he disannul what they said if they was talking about him? If they was also talking about him, then why would he disannul what they are saying? That's basically foolishness to say that, you know. So it says, Matthew chapter 5 verse 17, think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. So the things that they was speaking about, the prophets, he came to fulfill it, man. The prophet Zechariah, the prophet Isaiah, the prophet, you know, all the prophets, man. So reading out of the Old Testament is nothing bad, because Yahushua said, like, man, what is written over there, that those are things that need to come to pass, man. So how can I disannul it? So how can you? So if Yahushua can, if Yahushua doesn't even want to, then how? Why do you think that he disannulled it, man? You know. So back to my statement. Back to the point of the whole lesson. You know what I was meditating upon. This is so-called white man, man. And this is the same that y'all people be doing, man. This is Psalms 50 and 16. But unto the wicked the Most High said, what hast thou to do? What hast thou to do? Hey, Slakia, let me read it again. But unto the wicked the Most High said, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? Yeah, so for the so-called white man, for these descendants of the so-called white man, the descendants of the heathen, why would they even take the scriptures in their hand? You know? Why do they think that they are, you know, chosen to deal with the words, with the laws and commandments of the Most High, which they are not even doing, but they grabbing the scriptures like it's their own, you know? Seeing thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee, you know, and that's the same with these Christians, man. You know, so that's my point. If you call yourself a Christian, but you don't read the scriptures, you don't use the scriptures for what they are made of, then you're just like the so-called white man. Then you are just like the wicked, which the wicked are the descendants of Edom, Esau. So if you don't read, you're like an Edomite, man. You're like a so-called white man. Because what does Esau do in the laws in the courtroom? They make you to swear upon the Bible, which that's off in itself, because you ain't supposed to swear, you know. So they let you swear upon the Bible, like he's gonna judge you out of the Bible, but then he casts the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai behind him, and he takes his own law book, and he gives you instructions out of his own law book. Meanwhile, the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the book, the Bible, is full of laws, statutes, commandments wherewith you can judge people, man. That's why the scripture says the saints shall judge the earth, man. The saints shall judge the world. Because the saints are following the words of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. The saints are trying their best to do the will of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. So when they are set up in the seats after enduring long suffering in this God-forsaken kingdom, then they will be ultimate judges, man, under Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, under King David. So you not reading the Bible and you saying, yeah, it's all love, it's all love, meanwhile scriptures is coming out, that makes you nothing better than an Edomite, man. You know, that makes you nothing better than the Edomite, which are the wicked that the Bible speaks of. But that's why the scripture says this. John, let me grab the one in John. John chapter 8, verse 44. Ye are of your father the devil. Who's the devil that the Bible speaks of? The so-called white man, Esau, Edom. Ye are of your father the devil. So this is referring to you Israelites, who some of you Israelites refer to yourselves as Christians, right? This is talking about y'all, man. John 8 and 44, ye are of your father the devil, and the lusts of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning. Who was a murderer from the beginning? The so-called white man, man. He was a murderer from the beginning. How? When he was in the garden and went by the name Cain, what did he do, man? He murdered his brother, man. He murdered his brother Abel. Then he was lusting after the death of his brother Jacob, when he came back into the reincarnation as Esau. So he was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. Yeah, there's no truth in the so-called white man. So for you bitches out there, why would you follow what the so-called white man does constantly, man? You know what? But this is the mind state of these females out there, man. They draw near to the ones that are in power. This has been known in history, man. Females, when they see, you know, a nation is about to rise up and become in power, all of a sudden they love these oppressors, basically, man. Look at the Moabites, the so-called Chinese people. They do the exact same thing, man. You know, these Chinese people, they either deal with their own race, they either deal with the Chinese race, but they love to deal with the so-called white man. Why? He's in the power seat, man. That's why they draw near unto these crackers, man. You know, and the same with our women, our Israelite women. They or let me say females, they draw near unto the devil that the Bible speaks of, because he's in the power seat, man. And they like to say niggas ain't shit, right? Well, we will see what's gonna happen in the time of Jacob's trouble, man. See if these niggas are still gonna protect you, or they're gonna beat the shit out of you when there's no cops to call, man. You saw it in the movie The Purge. You had this Latina, and she was always basically ignoring this Latino. And when he had the chance to purge, he wanted to rape the shit out of her, man. So it said, let me read it again. John chapter 8, verse 44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. You know, so if you do the same things that the so-called white man is doing, you know better than the so-called white man. You know better than the devil that destroyed this whole planet Earth, man. That raped, robbed, and murdered all over the planet Earth, and justifies himself by twisting and turning the law, like the scripture says in Daniel. It's in Daniel's. Let me just do it quick. Daniel 7 and 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand until a time and a dividing of time. You know, so these are the things that the so-called white man does. And if you just change the law, if you just think, yeah, it's only love, it's only about love, then you're greatly mistaken, man. And basically you're casting the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai behind you, because there are prophecies that need to come out. There are laws that are still in effect. You know, don't eat abominable foods. No, but the food is clean if you just pray over it, man. Well, go eat fucking dogs and cats then, man. Like the Chinese people do. Is that clean too if you pray over it? Shit, man. Some common sense, man. But this system is so messed up that all the abominable things have become a delight. All the wicked shit have become righteous, man. If you and if you want to do righteous in the sight of the wicked, then that's wicked unto them, man. It says that in Proverbs 29 and 27. It says, an unjust man is an abomination to the just, and he that is upright in the way is an abomination to the wicked. You see? So everything is turned upside down with the wicked, man, with the so-called white man, the wicked. And if you agree to his ways, and if you have the same ways as him, you ain't no better than the devil, man, that the Bible speaks of, man. So you can call yourself a Christian and a devil too, because that's what you are, man. You know? So with that, I want to say, Call Elohim Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, which means all praises to Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, and Yahushai, his Son. Double honors to the elder apostle of Great Millstone, and peace to the elect.